Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Hey everybody, Brett Barish, Self-Made. We're doing Self-Made today. Rick Ross, love you. We're doing Self-Made. We're going all the way to Namibia. We're going to speak to King Tee Dee. That's right, King Tee Dee, everybody. King Tee Dee. Ross, we're speaking to King Tee Dee. Can you give him some love? Give him some love. He is the king of Afrobeats in Namibia. And we get to speak to him about Self-Made. And I want to give some love to CDQ. I want to give love to Black Sheriff. You're coming to the U.S. next month. J-Bad, I think you're coming to the next month to the U.S. Come and visit us. Some love to Tyler ICU. Some love to Mick Flames. Some love to Chaco. But today is Self-Made with King Tee Dee. And who should we interview? Who should we interview next in Africa? I think Young Stunna, I want to see you. I want to meet you. Ross, give me some love. I want to get Major League DJs on board. Let's interview them. I want to interview Psycho YP. Let's interview them. I want to interview Cray on this. I want to do a Self-Made with Bisaki K. Dej. King Tee Dee, that's right, Ross. I want to interview Goya Menor. I want to hit all you guys, so hit me directly because I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. But today we're going to King Tee Dee. Ross, I'm going to have him give you some love as soon as he pops on. Hold on, everybody. There we go. My man.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very, very fine.
So I have my best friend.
How is Mr. Brett? How is Mr. Brett?
King Tee Dee, I'm fantastic. I got my best friend watching.
I hope
right
you are ready.
now.
I've got something here for you.
I love it. I love it.
I've got something here for you.
I can match you. I can match you pretty good right now.
I know you can do better.
Hey, Rick Ross is watching right now. My best friend in the whole world. What do you want to say to Ross?
Yeah, it's a blessing. You know, I just saw there on the timeline that he just mentioned my name. That's already enough for me to feel like I'm a superstar like he is. He was in Mozambique these days.
Yep.
And he was with one of my best friend Julia. And I wish I came there. Probably I wouldn't have breath if I've met him. But he's a superstar. He's a great guy.
Next time. Next time.
I grew up to his music. Yeah.
So hold on. So I've seen you hold this bottle, and this is your bottle, right?
Yeah, yes, I have a lot of those too at home.
I love it. Well,
I have that at home too.
King Tee Dee, I get to do this because I love it, and I get to talk to people who are very famous, and I get to hear their stories. And to me, it's the self-made side. So I always start with everybody the same way. King Tee Dee, what does self-made mean to you?
Self-made is a person that didn't go out there and look for handout, made it to the top without nobody give him anything, you know, because a lot of people they go out there looking for handout, help, and all that, you know. Self-made to me is a hustler, a real hustler, person that just went out there and hustled to the top without listening to what other people are saying, laughing at him and what up until he's at the top. Yeah.
Do you think
it might tell that?
No, go ahead.
No, to me, I think that's it. Yeah.
Do you think When you think about yourself and how you got to where you are, do you think it was a struggle?
Yep. It was a struggle. Yes. Yeah, I think I
Give
fit
me an
the
example of
category of
why.
self-made.
Why was it why was it a struggle?
Um, a struggle. My family, when I started with music, they didn't believe that I would be here one day. They had to let me go. Most of my friends laughed at me. I was wasting my time, leaving university just to focus on music. A lot of people were like, "You're never gonna make it." Here I am today, 20 years later.
When did you get the bug for music? When did music become the thing you wanted to focus on?
It was in high school, but in high school, it wasn't really a thing. I just used to do talent shows, and every talent show that I'll do, I'll win. So I was like, okay, I think there's something here. And when I went to university, um, it was really tough there for me. I didn't have taxi money, I didn't have all that, So I'll try music, and people ask me for quotations. Um, yeah, yeah. From there, I decided, let me just try this thing because I think a lot of people are starting to love me. They always ask me, what song was that you're doing there? All that. It's like, okay, let me just put school on hold. Let me focus on music. Ever since, got international awards, local awards, everything that you can mention, I've done it.
Were you better? Were you doing covers of other people's songs, or were they your own songs?
No, I was doing my own songs, but back then, 2000 and high school, we didn't have access to studios. So and when people release music, they will have few beats that nobody sang on top of them. So those beats I will sing on top of them, write my own lyrics, and uh, up until university, I started mingling with people that are doing music at university. They showed me the studios, and then from there, uh, I I started sleeping in studios. Nowadays, I think I say 90% of my music I produce it myself. These fingers that you can see.
When you first started, what were you better at? Were you better at the lyrics? Were you better at the beats? What were you better at?
No. It really. As I started, as music kept going, I started, spending more time in studios. I'll look at what other people are doing. I'll ask them, where did you press? Where did you do that? I just started learning by just looking at them. Got myself a piano that I stole. Yeah. Anyways, I have to discuss. Say that.
Did you
I
really?
stole it from my cousin.
Did you
Yeah,
really?
I stole a piano from my, not a piano, keyboard.
A keyboard, yeah, yeah.
I stole a keyboard, and then I started spending more time. That was at university. I'll sing, I'll press melodies of other people up until I started now playing
Who
uh,
who
what I
who
wanted. Yeah.
who were you listening to back in high school and in university?
In high school, because I came from the village. There wasn't really much music to listen to in the village. Beside what they play on radio, where I grew up, you're not allowed to have radio radio normally was just used to listen to news, not for anything else. So if they find you listening to to radio, I think you'll be in problems. So when I moved to Windhoek of my high school, because I was really great at school, I was smart. Not smart, I'm still smart. I can say I'm still.
You're still smart. Yep.
Yeah. So when I moved in here in Windhoek, Namibia, so I started, the house where I stayed, you listen to radio anytime that you want to. So I started listening. I got to know now Tupac, Notorious B.I.G., who are the other Bone Thugs and Harmony, Dr. Dre, and all that. Yeah, and started getting to know also South African music more and more and more. Uh, yeah, those were some of the people that I would listen. Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
Anybody within Africa?
Within Africa, there was in Namibia there was Rashi Hammer.
Yeah.
There was Jackson Kawiwa. In Africa, there was Kofi Olomide, Pepe Kale, Kanda Bongo. It's quite a number of artists up until I got to fall in love with Kwaito, which is just at our doorsteps in South Africa. Started listening to Mendoza, Solam, they inspired me. And I started doing what they're doing. And when I started doing it here in Namibia, because it wasn't really Kwaito, people would say, no, we prefer South African one, South African of Kwaito genre, not what you're doing, you're trying to copy and all that. You see, I didn't back down, so I kept on. And
when you were in university, did you drop out to pursue music? Did you stop going?
Yes, I was only in university for 6 months. Yeah, I was only in university for 6 months. So when my uncle that was taking care of me, that was paying university for me, when he had it, I have to be, we couldn't speak, me and him, we couldn't be friends anymore for the next 5 years up until I became who I am. I went to him and said, "Now, here I am now, I'm Mr. Uncle." So
were they all?
Yeah, and also the thing also, the money that he would give me to go pay, I'll use it pay studio time. Pay studio time, and when he asked me, "What did you pay university?" I was like, "Yes, I paid." And yes, Uncle, I paid. Up until he found out, yeah.
So it was 5 years until you felt you hit it at a big.
No. Let me say 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Did
Yes.
anybody in the family support you?
No, not really. No. You know, everybody wanted. You see, in those days, everybody wanted either you to be a teacher, you to be a nurse, you to be a doctor, you to be working in the bank. That's all because they didn't really believe in music, and music was more associated with drugs, alcohol, women. It wasn't really a lifestyle here. And there wasn't also really that much support. Musicians here would die poor. So nobody wanted their sons to do music or their kids to do music. But for me, it was just too much in me that I couldn't keep it in me.
When you look back, when you think to the fact that you dropped out of school to pursue, do you think, God, I was young? Meaning, if I wasn't young, I never would have done that. I wouldn't, I didn't know what I was losing.
No, not really. I think while I was at university, why I took music so serious. While I was at university, there was a company that was looking for artists to go on tour with. So while I was at university, I will perform for free, at events where there are those big guys, and those big guys would ask them, "Please give me a chance. I can open up for you." And people started asking, "Who is this boy? Who is this boy that is very skinny, is always performing this one tracksuit which is yellow? Who is he? He's very interesting." And then they got me. I went on tour with them for like a month. Everything changed from there. The first show that I went to, I had people holding banners with my name on. How they got to know my name 600 kilometers away from where I was, I don't know, because there wasn't social media back then.
Yeah,
so when I came back to India, I was like, so when I came back to the capital city, I was like, okay, I think I should do more of this, and from there, everything, yeah.
When did your family say, you know what, you were right, I'm glad you did this?
After they saw me with the country's president.
Really?
Me hanging out. Yes, when I was invited to do the election in the country back then, and then because of my popularity and influence among the youth, so I was asked to do an album for the upcoming president, and just to mobilize people to vote for the party. So when they saw me in the papers, that's when they started, because themselves, they believed in the president. They've never met him. They've never been close to him. They only see him in papers. And this little boy that they're saying he was wasting time is next to this guy that is their hero. So from there, they yeah
Who
they took me very very seriously.
who is when you think, is anybody still with you from back when you first started who supported you?
You mean like friends or in terms
Anybody,
of
anybody.
friendship?
Yeah.
Yes, there are few people. Yes, there are few. My friends still today, we're still together. Some of them are CEO like you.
But and
Yeah, some of
they
them they don't
believed
get.
in you day one. They believed in
Yes,
your
they did.
talent.
They did till today, and it's amazing. Because normally music changes, and people change with artists. As a let me say, like in hip hop, you see there was rank. What do you call this? And now you see how hip hop is today. A lot of people start changing, loving what is happening now. For me, I was very fortunate enough to still have a lot of fans still loving me
So
from day one, and it keep growing. The fan base keep growing.
who are two or three people? Name them so that they hear you.
I would say Motion. I would say Motion. My girlfriend back then now is my wife. But that's obvious for sure.
Was she there? Was she there with you when before you were famous?
Yes, she was before I was famous up until now. Yeah, so it's now 18 years together.
Isn't that
18,
amazing?
20 years together.
Isn't that
It's
amazing
a,
that
it's a,
it's a
no, it's amazing. I think it's great also to be, because normally when you're famous and um, being around all these big people around you, I think some people love you for just what you are doing, not
yeah.
really for, yeah, they love you for what they want to get out from you. When you go down, they move on with their lives. For me, I was lucky to still be with her. And to still also be with my friend. And my friend Moshe, we're still very, very, very close. We do things together. Probably now he's still watching because he's a big fan of Belen Rick Ross.
Oh, I love it. So,
Yeah.
how does one become the king of Namibian music?
I really don't know. I really don't know. I can't really answer that question. And I can't really say I am the king, but if I'm given that title, I can't say no to it. Um, I think, let me not say king. I just say you just have to be consistent. You see, you just have to be consistent with what you're doing. Um, don't have a big head, be grounded, be down to earth, but let them not walk over you because you said I'm a king, right?
Do
Yeah,
you
but I think you just need to be able also to change with music. You should be able also to change with music. Because for me, I did different styles. I started with Kwaito, whatever came in, which was house music, because it was popular in our country. I had to do it so that I just keep the fans also just multiplying.
so tell me, Kwaito music to you means what?
Kwaito music to us is like hip hop in America. It's ghetto music. It's from black people. I hate to use the word black people, but for sure, it's where um, us we could express our feelings. How we feel, just like in hip hop. It was started in South Africa, but it grew out of South Africa, just like any genre around the world. Hip hop moved on to other countries now in Africa. Um, yeah,
And
it's more like it's for the streets. It's music for the streets,
and
for
and
the youth.
and the difference between that and piano.
I'm a piano. I'm a piano. I would say came from Kwaito. They just slowered a little bit, and they've just added the log drum, and it's almost the same. It's almost the same. It's changed it. They just tweaked it a little bit just to sound different.
Do you whether you're the king of Namibian music or the king of Afrobeats, do you have a sense of responsibility now?
In terms of,
Just being a sense of responsibility for the music scene in the country, in the sense of you've been doing it, you've been consistent for 18 years, 20 years. Do you have a sense of
yes,
responsibility to give back?
yes, I've artists that I've brought up quite a lot of artists. Some of them are successful, some are not. You see, not everybody will be successful that you bring up. It depends on what you put in. Just like kids, you can take them to school, but not all of them will pass. Not all of them will be doctors. Some will go on drugs because of their friends. Some will be alcoholics because of people that they chose. Yeah, but my team, I always speak to them. I always tell them, look, guys, you guys are lucky. You came where us were not even DJs didn't want to play us on radio. You guys are here now. People are begging for your music. Us, we will have to go to radio stations and beg for the DJ because DJs were more playing outside music.
Sure.
So I'll tell them if people also see you every day. If people see you, music is like luxury. So if you see Rick Ross every day, you won't be Rick Ross to you anymore. If you see the president every day, it's like just a normal guy to you. But it's like fashion. The clothes, if you see them every day, so you need to be sometimes hide yourself from the public, hang with the people that want you to go up. Yeah. I give them a lot of advice, and few of them like KP list, they've went there, and they're now even carrying a lot of big brands behind them. We've got House Prince Chester. He's also big quite now in the country. I think he's the one that is now running the scene, especially with the youth. So I've made some. I gave it to a lot of artists and community too.
Where do you learn that? Where do you learn that idea that, you know what, sometimes it's okay not to be seen for a while? You can't be available every day. Where does that come from?
I see a lot of artists talking about that. Tee Dee speaks about that. When I was coming, I used to listen to him a lot because in those days, in the 90s, 2000, was one of the great business guys. You see, I will listen to what he says. Dr. Dre, and recently now, so Rick Ross. Yeah. I keep myself busy on internet. What other artists are trying to do, like bigger artists, bigger than me, successful artists. I'll say successful artists. I like studying them and what they do. You see, if they don't do this, I also try to say no. I don't want to do this.
And who out there do you see as a mentor, someone you'd want to emulate? Who do you like out there?
I grew up listening to and following Dr. Dre, although he's not that much available on social media. He's now just a quiet guy doing his thing back there. Artist was Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay-Z. I listen to him a lot, and I go on YouTube and check all his stuff. So though he's also not there, he's not online that much. He's not there. Let me say, he's not on social media. But I get to find clip from him. Rick Ross is one of them. Him going into restaurants now, writing books, and after I wrote a book, I also wrote a book. So, but that one was just more about my life story, nothing really business-wise. But in the future, who knows? I'll be able to do that.
But King Tee Dee, even you went into you have your own record label. You're signing artists. You have a clothing line. You have an insurance company. Like where do those passions come?
No, the insurance company is not yet up.
Oh, but you want to do it?
Yes, I want to do it. Just competition here, the big insurance company, they don't really want small guys to come in, how business is. Yeah, but because they're afraid, I've got followers. If I do this, they'll change. They jump their insurance to come to mine, but we're still pushing to get the insurance up and running. And who knows, maybe we'll move it to, it might be also in other countries. The aim is to grow, not just to be in one country.
Where does the passion come from to be doing these other businesses?
I think it's me not having school, not completed school, so I always want to do something that, and also music. Also, you see, music, you can't do it forever.
Yep.
As we travel a lot, you can get involved in car accidents. Nobody will want to book you if you just with one leg. Then they used to like you when you used to dance. They used to like you when your voice was this. Um, but after that, nobody will, and they've got the right to choose who they want to. So I think you must just be prepared for the future, and also for my family. Um I want my family, even when I'm gone, for them to live well.
Tell me about the name change.
Mhm.
Why the what?
From Kiki,
Yeah. Why did you change it?
um, the name the dog. As my first name was the dog. Um, I changed it to King Tee because the dog had. Even if you go on social media now, no, I mean on online and look out for the dog, you'll find all these negative things. Though I was young back then when I was young, I was very naughty. I was very naughty. I'll fight if somebody does what to me. Um, I'll give them a bit of hiding, and up until companies, as we started growing in music, companies wanted to work with us or with me, but because of my bad reputation, uh, I couldn't. So I had to clean my name. I stayed a little bit for a while without releasing music, just making research. And I've seen a lot of people that did that in music also. So I was like, why can't I just do the same? I retired and named the dog. Um, but the dog and King Tee is the same. I just added ing. T stands for there and T stands for dog. So I just changed it.
Is
Yes.
is it the same? Is it they're both the same people? It's still just
No, no,
you.
no. They're not the same. They're not the same. They're not the same people. King Tee is more like what you're seeing now. Is more into business. It's more into. Um, it's more quieter. It's more relaxed. It's not that guy that if you insult him, hey, fuck you or whatever, say he will retaliate. He'll just keep quiet and say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and move on. Yeah. But in the past, the dog, you wouldn't play with the dog. You know already what you get.
I love
Yeah.
it.
So,
I
but I
love
like,
it.
I like, I like the name. I mean, I like King Tee Dee, but the dog did a lot to bring Tee Dee, to bring King Tee Dee. He did so much groundwork. Up until now, people still say, "Why can't you just be the dog? Why can't you just be the dog?" But the dog carries some bad vibes for me, so which I don't really wanna
Could you
associate myself with.
could you? I love it. I love the fact that you did that. Could you see yourself changing it again?
Not really. Not really. I think if I change again, I'll be confusing my people too much. I think I'll be confusing my people too much and name change, name change, name change, name change. I think I just have to focus on King Tee Dee. King Tee Dee also never released an album. Only in the last 7 years, I only did, I think, 2 singles, 3 singles. So I'm still working on my projects.
So the last album was Respect My Hustle.
Yeah, it was Respect My Hustle.
Why'd you title it that?
Uh, you see, in our country, when you do music, especially people that have got degrees, they think they are bigger than you, not knowing that they're just still working for somebody. What they're working for is not theirs. So you can be fired anytime. But when you're doing music, they start laughing at you, especially when they get salaries. This artist, this what. Especially if you go out a lot. For me, you don't really see me that much out. And especially the time when I was a dog, if you say something like that, you're gonna get your whipping. Yeah, so I decided not just tell the people, look, whatever I'm doing, do what you're doing, focus on what you're doing. If you're a lawyer, great for you. If that's what you chose. If you're a doctor, great for you. If you're a businessman, great for you. If I'm doing music, that's me, not you. So just respect my hustle, respect what I'm doing.
Uh,
Yeah.
do you have the name of the next album?
No, not yet. I've got quite a lot of songs. I've done so many songs, but they just halfly done, and also collaboration. People that I want to put on the songs are not really. I haven't really found them. And also, I'm taking my time. Music changes, and now we've got Amapiano, we've got Afrobeat. I'm taking my time also just to see who should I put on my album by the time I'm ready to release an album. But for now, I'll just keep working. I'll keep working, keep working.
King Tee Dee, if I lived in your city, I think we'd be best friends. I think we'd go out every day.
No, we're already best friends already.
I think I would just enjoy being around you. Really, I think King Tee Dee is my style. How's that?
No, thank you, thank you. For coming from a person like you, that means a lot to me. It means so much. I've seen your hustle. I've seen things that you do. Coming from you, it's a blessing. So I'm gonna keep on.
I'm gonna use your album, "Respect My Hustle." That's gonna be my new saying. I'm gonna tell people. So I'm gonna. I use that.
Thank you.
I learn from other people, and I'm learning from you. I appreciate you taking the time with me and let me hear your story. I wish you all the best. Anything I could possibly do to help and support you and your team and your efforts, please ask. And let's go harder now. All right.
Yeah, we've got to. But I'm just thankful to you and your team for getting to me. So the first time I saw that inbox, the DM from your team, I was like, probably it was sent to the wrong person, not really me.
Oh,
because I see it mostly. Because mostly I see BELAIRE with Rick Ross and other big stars, and for them coming to me, I was like, no,
you're a
probably it's
big
not
star.
me.
Don't say
So
that. You're a big star.
so I ignored it, and then it was like bothering me, like something just bothering me, like please answer, just respond. So they always have that voice inside you that always says, look, I think what you do, this is right that you're doing. So
I love
I'm
it.
thankful,
And you're my first.
and also for the exposure on your guys' page. For me, I think it's a big blessing for me.
Oh, I appreciate that. And you're my first, which I'm excited. You're my first interview in Namibia, so it's awesome. It's awesome. But I wish you all the best. Keep working. Keep doing your thing, and one day I'll come and visit. All right, or come visit us as well.
No worries. So before you go, I think we must cheers. You have this one with you.
Oh, of course. I got mine.
You got that one? Cheers,
my friend. Cheers. Thank you.
And to the other one. Cheers. Cheers.
BELAIRE Bamboo. All my love, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, King Tee Dee. Take care.
Thank you. Salud.